Hello there, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Learn English Bersama Madam Azimah. And today it's Wednesday, which means it's time to learn English again. And with me, to help me out today, we're going to do English words that are unique to Malaysian. So I have a guest, Dr. Nur Azikin Omar. She's back. She's from UNISA. So she's head of the Center for English Language Studies. And so welcome, Dr. Nur Azikin.
Hi, Madam Azimah. Thank you so much for having me again. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here to help me out because we're going to do 10 English words that are unique to Malaysians. These are words that are used at the workplace. So we have many examples. So let's do this. All right. Okay, you're going to start off with the first word.
Right, the first word that Malaysian always use to describe a person that they really like to be with, or someone that is fun or have the same energy with them, we would say sporting. Like for instance, if I want to describe my boss that is kind and so chill, I would say my boss is so sporting. Madam Azimah, you should meet him.
Okay, all right. I like the word sporting. So you're trying to say that this person is very easygoing, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so the words that we use is either easygoing or kind or fair or generous, or my favorite, he's very cool. But that's slang, right? He's very cool or he's very chill, all right? Because normally sporting is related to sports. Like for example, football is a major sporting event. Or if you do want to describe something, it's always related to sports. Like, for example, the game was played in a very sporting spirit. So it has nothing to do with a person's characteristics of being easygoing.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting to know, actually.
All right.
Shall we go to the next word? So this one is also related to sports, which is tackle. Right. For instance, if I am interested with that person, and then I want to approach him, I would say I would tackle him. Or if I want to warn my friend, I would say, don't tackle her. She's married.
Okay, all right. Yes, tackle is another word that's related to sports. Like for example, we tackle the ball, or we tackle a player to make the player fall to the ground. Tackle instead of tackle to mean flirt, right? F-L-I-R-T. So if you want to say don't tackle her, you can say something like this: don't hit on her, or do not flirt with her, or just say stop flirting with her, she's married. Okay, all right.
Yeah, tackle may be quite violent to some people, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, what's the third word?
Right, the third one is liquid. So this one, this word I always use when I was young, when I have access to liquid paper. Okay, like for instance, if I made a mistake on a document, I would say, let me liquid this because I've made a mistake. Yeah. Okay. So it means Malaysian will understand that it means, okay, take the liquid paper and then just erase the mistake.
Okay, if you have liquid paper, right?
If we
Okay.
do,
All right. So if you want to you want to correct somebody's mistake, you can say, let me correct that. Okay. Right. Or if you have access to a computer, you can simply delete it. So you can say, let me delete that, or let me edit this, or even let me fix the mistake. So correct, delete, edit, or fix. We don't really use the word liquid, right?
What do native speaker call liquid paper?
Okay, so liquid paper is actually a brand in America. It's like a correction fluid, right? It's in Britain, it's the brand, a better brand, a more famous brand is Tipex. Okay. Yeah, that's during my time over there. So yeah, if you say let me liquid this, what are you trying to say? You're gonna put water on it? Oil? Okay.
We're gonna put some liquid paper on it. Right. Okay, shall we go to the next word?
Okay.
Right, the next word is sound. Okay, it's mostly used in, when you converse in English or in Malay, right? You would say, my boss sound me in front of my colleagues, which means that your boss make loud noise, angry at you, scream at you. So that's why we use the word sound, which connotates negative situation.
Okay, so sound here, anger, right? That's the angry sound that you're trying to explain. Okay, well, we understand sound to mean like the sound that you hear, the sound of birds chirping, the birds. Yeah, so you don't really use to mean the sound of anger, but instead, if you want to say the boss yelled at me, that would make more sense. Or my boss shouted at me, or even worse, my boss screamed at me in front of my colleagues. So you can hear the anger there, but it doesn't make sense to say sound. But yeah, it's interesting though. It's interesting.
Right.
Okay.
The next word is KIV, which in full sentence it means keep in view. It means like if you want to put that, that stuff or an idea, for instance, for the future. That means you're not going to use the idea yet. Yeah, we would say, let's just KIV the idea. That means, okay, we may or may not use that idea.
Okay, KIV. This is understood in Singapore and Malaysia to mean to put it on hold, right? So in English, we just say it like this. Let's put this idea on hold. On hold. Right. On hold. KIV can be used, but normally it means like storing documents or files away in the KIV section for reviewing later. But you don't really talk about an idea while you're speaking in a meeting. Okay?
Right, okay. I think that's just easy for us to say. KIV this.
Yeah, I use it too, actually. I always use it. Okay.
Right, the next word, the sixth word, which is outstation. So this word, my dad used to use it while he was still working. He would say, I have to go outstation next week. That means he will be away from home and he will go somewhere to work for some time and then return again.
Okay, so going away somewhere, that's what you mean, right? Now, when I did a research on this word, outstation, it's understood in Indian English, Singaporean English, Malaysian English. So we use it to mean being out of town, but still in the same country, right? But in English, if you want to say, I'll have to go outstation, you can say instead, I will be away next week. I will be away next week. Or if you want to be more specific, you can say, I'm going to Penang next week. So you have to say the name of the city, right?
Right.
You're more specific. Yeah.
Okay. We'll take note of that.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Number 7.
Yeah, this one is everyone's favorite, which is simply cannot. You cannot do this, or if someone asks me a favor, can you do a favor for me? And then I would say, cannot.
Okay.
That means I can't.
All right, cannot.
Cannot, yes.
Yeah, there's a sort of intonation as well in cannot, all right? But in
it
English...
it depends on your mood as well.
Right, okay. In English, we're a bit more polite. So if you can't do it, you can say something like this, more polite. I have you four ways. No, some of them are not polite, but let's do the polite one. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. Or if you want to say cannot in that tone, and you can say it like this though. Not possible, right? Or I can't, or I can't, the American way.
Okay.
Or no way, or you're joking, right? So there are different ways to say it. Depends on what the request is. Okay.
Right. So if I say cannot, does it mean that I am being impolite?
It's too direct. But we understand, and it's easier, isn't it?
It's easier. It's one word. It's just easy to say, to decline to a favor.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Number 8.
Yeah, so the next word is got. We use it a lot as well. Like, for instance, if someone asks you for something, like, do you have a pen I can borrow? And then you would just say got instead of yes, I have it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Got.
Got, yeah. To mean ada, right? Got means ada.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So in English, you're a bit more polite, and you have to say the entire sentence sometimes, like yes, I do. Yes, I do. Or I do. Or one word, certainly. Or sure, even sure, yeah. And then you would take out the pen and let the person borrow the pen. We don't really say got. Never really. Don't say got. Yeah, that's very Malaysian English. Okay.
Okay, right. The next one is settle. This is easy to use as well. Like, for instance, if you finish a work, and then we just say, okay, settle. That means okay, done. Yeah.
Okay, done. Yes,
yeah, but we usually use settle instead.
Okay. Now, settle is a verb, and it's normally used to use, like, for example, you settle an argument, you settle a case, right? Or so you're settling something, but you don't really say, okay, settle like this. If you want to say settle, it's done, you would say, yeah, done. Done is okay as a one word, done. Or that's settled, or it's all settled, or even, okay, that settles it. Okay,
Right.
selesai, that settles it.
Right. Can I just say settle? Settle without D to say that I am done with the work.
Settle, no, not really. It should be with a D. Settled. Settled. Yeah,
Right.
that would be
It's in the past tense, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. The last word is go first. Okay, so this one I have to admit that I use it a lot too. Like, for instance, I go first or I go home first, which translates saya pergi dulu.
Okay.
Or if I want to say to you, you go first. Yeah.
Okay. I use it too. I love using it. I go first. It's like very polite. Kan? Saya pergi dulu ya. Minta izin, minta kebenaran. I go home first, or I go first. Right. If you want to say that you're gonna leave, there are other ways to say it. For example, I'd better be off. So be off. Or I'd best be off. Be off again. I'll be off then. Or I like this one. I've got to go. I've got to go. You don't have to say I've got to go home. You can just say, okay, I gotta go. Got to go. Or I should get going. I should get going. Right?
We don't have to specify the location, do we?
You don't have to.
Right. What about if I want to say you go first? Is that the correct form?
That's okay if, for example, in a meeting, like you can say, "You go. Why don't you go first? I'll go after." If there is a sequence, first, who's second, right? That's okay. It really depends. But minta izin, I go home first is like a different way of using that word. So go first doesn't make sense there. Okay?
Right, okay.
All right. I think we're done. 10 words. That was great. Thank you so much, Dr. Zikin.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been fun to learn these words with you.
All right, it has. So let me just do a recap. The 10 words are sporting, tackle, liquid, sound, KIV, outstation, cannot, got, settled, and go first. And I think it's time for us to go first as well. All right. So, guys, I hope that has been helpful. You can tune in next week on Learn English Bersama Madam Azimah for more English. So, see you guys on Wednesday, 12:15 p.m. on Mandis FM, Gaya Pantai Timur.